Well, looks like it's time to hit that old dusty trail if you them Dallas Mavericks. Cause 2-0 hole and I mean yeah, they're going back to Dallas, so I'm still like, hey, game three, maybe, but even if they win game three, we still gonna feel that much any different. I like look. I don't think that you couldn't have still a pretty much of a good storm if you're Dallas. Like, don't get me wrong, we're gonna get to the reason. Look, free throws. They miss a few of those that, especially like Doncic would like missed a couple, whatever. Gafford, that's what you gotta just live with. So that's the thing. But other than the main reason I'm gonna get to is look, Boston didn't shoot well from three. Tatum is still over here trying to be something. He still give you 18 points, so you still can't take away his points. Uh, but I was like, you get something out of Gafford. I was like lively a bit. I was like Dante Exum gave you like decent minutes. Like PJ Washington played pretty good, and it's like, hey, if PJ Washington plays like that when he's the third guy, it's not. I was like, you got a chance to win, especially the way that Luka was on the heater. Like he wasn't as crazy as in the second half as if he was in the first half. Uh, but he did his job. He did everything he's supposed to do. Like, hell, damn near basically put these mugs in a backpack and said, I'm going to carry y'all. That's basically what he did. From his passing to the shots that he was getting. I was like, he's getting bumped and all that other stuff. I swear, Doncic is like the only dude I know that has an injury that comes out better. Like, hell, y'all might have to break a damn elbow, and it's like, yeah, he might not be able to shoot, but he's going to somehow score 35. That's crazy. Um, but also, give him praise. I was like, even though Tatum is not shooting well, Tatum is doing other stuff. So it's like, when there's some people in the league that can put up great numbers, and we do glorify them, you do have to ask, like, okay, but is that the only thing that really makes you a really good player? Tatum is out here showing that's like, yes, he technically, I was like, from a shooting standpoint and scoring, he is falling short once again. But he's also at least doing things that impact the game, and it's like, I'm doing other stuff. Whereas like his last time that he was here, he wasn't doing that. Whereas like he still's over here playing like good defense. I was like, he was dishing out hella assists, which is like, especially like Tatum being a scorer as he is, that's always sort of been like his thing. But I was like, and it's not just like assists where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, they're like open. He's like knowing when to dish the ball type of assists. I was like, I sometimes think that we look at assists and it's like we look at the number and it's like, yeah, but the number can say you had 8 assists, but it's like, well, what kind of assists are you getting? But nonetheless, and it's rebounding. Like, he's like, okay, cool. At most, I'm gonna at least snag all these boards because there's a couple of them that he just jumped. Like, there's one that he jumped higher than Derrick Jones and just snatched it. Um, uh, but he's giving you something and it's like, look, it's gonna be weird talking about him because we saying he's started the team and he's this great player, and we're gonna have to figure out how we talk about offense versus defense. But he's also on a team where he doesn't have to be. He got the luxury that Brown is just at that level, where it's like it's not. It's like, I get why, it's really weird to talk about single players in a team sport. It's always weird to talk about that, and especially in the way of like, this is a Jaylen Brown team, but it's not. It's Tatum. Tatum got the better talent, all this other type of stuff. But Jaylen Brown is over here carrying them in every single type of way, defense, offense. He's doing it because I was like, whether it's Luka or Kyrie, I was like, he's making sure like, hey, you might get a shot off, except for Kyrie, but it's going to be difficult as hell. And that's why I thought, like, I was like, I know, like, I was like, to me, I was like, it was Jrue or Brown that was going to be whatever is the defense, like, thing of this because they're both super strong. But Brown is also like 2-3 inches taller than Holiday, but he's just as strong as Holiday too. That's really the difference. And he doesn't like with Brown. You could tell like he's really studying the game, and I was like because we say that about all these athletes, but all these athletes not. And what I mean by that is, and I was like you've seen that a little bit with Tatum too, is that I think a little bit of why Kyrie is having difficulty isn't necessarily just because these dudes are taller than him. He's been playing basketball forever. Not just because these dudes are like really athletic than him. I was like he's been playing ball forever. I was like it's really because they even though his handles are great, they know his they're seeing his move. They're timing him up where his when he about to just like cradle the ball, I was like they're anticipating it at like such a level that it's like that's what you get from like film study. That's what you get from like watching the game quite a bit. I was like, but Brown is really the driving force in all this because he's the one that's been able to go on offense and defense, and he's been able to while Tatum has complimented everybody, he's been able to get up for his shortcomings. And Jrue Holiday also came to play with his like 23, 28 points, whatever like that. And the thing is, like, and then you get everybody else, White with timeless shots and stuff like that. And like I said, even though Tatum is not shooting the ball well, you're still getting 18, 20 points out of him. That's still points. Like, yes, he's having a bad shooting night, but I was like, you still got to add that to the damn score. So that's why I said with PJ is that PJ is really kind of Jrue Holiday's Tatum in this spot because Brown's being the leading dog in this situation. But if Holiday's giving you 23 and PJ's also giving you his points, man, that second spot is a little bit. Before I get to that, I was like Dallas defense was a lot better. I was like I thought they actually contested Boston's 3-point shooting a lot better. I thought that when they switched, it wasn't like Luka did a better job in this situation. I think Kyrie did on defense a little bit better as well too. Not on offense, but I think also too when there was switches, they just it wasn't like a total mismatch. Like you got to at least hold your own. Like that doesn't like you're gonna get taken advantage of because you're the weak link, but you just can't be like too much of a liability. And I think that Dallas sort of did that. I think the big men sort of figured out on the switches like, okay, cool, how are we gonna have to play depending on who we get matched up to. I was like Kristaps didn't have. I was like, don't get me wrong, he almost looked like he was about to, but he didn't really get going. Then he sort of seemed like he got hurt later on. I was like, they didn't really play him too much in the second half before he even got hurt. So I was like, and the thing is, like, okay, cool. You stop, like, I want to say, like, stupid points. Like, Hauser, I was like, Porzingis is weird because, like, yes, he come off injury, but he's a star player. You know what I'm saying? Pritchard only really had that 3, so I wouldn't even really count him. But I was like, to me, sometimes there's stupid points of just, like, the point that you're like, that person over here got 12? How? Of course we're going to lose at that situation. Yeah, I was like, Derek White played an excellent game as well. He was everywhere, also defense. And I was like, that's why I give credit to Luka, because Luka was about to try to win this damn game by his damn self. Like, he just was in one of those modes. It also seemed like, I was like, I'm not going to lie, it looked like he's also a little bit pissed. Like, he's like, yo, what more can I do when I'm over here? Like I don't know if you ever played a wrestling game, but I was like, he looked like when his body's on red in several different spots, that's what Luka was. And somehow he's still doing the finisher. All right, I'll just jump to it. Kyrie isn't playing well at all. And I mean, really at all. And at all. In any other. I was like, I was going to try to look. It'd be one thing if he wasn't fully scoring. But he's turned the ball over as well, too. And I'm like, you can't do that. Like, for these teams that play, like, really good defense. And I will say, not just that, but Dallas was doing some stupid-ass turnovers. Like, I was like, I get it. I was like, there was like one where he, like, like the one that was on Luka where he had he did it like 3 times, but I was like some of it was really his fault, even though you might blame it on like Derrick Jones or something like that. I'm like, why in the hell are you passing it to Derrick Jones just right there so he gets stopped up, trapped up? Like, if he brings the ball up court, okay, fine. There's a little bit of grace there. But that is not who I want having the ball to try to be like, yes, let him go and dribble the damn ball towards Jrue Holiday, Jaylen Brown, and all them. No, I was like, he's not that type of cat. Why are you doing that? So that's the type of stuff. That's why I said those are dumb. Like it's dumb on Luka for doing stuff like that because know your personnel. Like, wow, even though I was just talking about Kyrie, I'm just saying at least there you got at least a couple shakes before you get up court and we get the ball to Luka. I mean, you get the ball back. But Kyrie's over here doing uncharacteristic turnovers. I was like, his handle isn't there. It's almost like he's overdoing it with the moves. I was like, and I get it, they're all up in his grill, but sometimes I feel like he's reluctant to shoot in some spots because I was like, it's weird because like I was trying to say earlier that I'm like, he played against athletic dudes, he played against taller guys. And I know they're getting up on him fast, but it's like I feel like he's trying to get too much in his bag, and I was like, against these guys, I was like, I don't feel like you need to do all that. Not saying that it's just like chump change. I'm saying that they're anticipating too much of you doing the moves that they're sort of baiting you into being like, yeah, dribble, 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 got your ass, trap, whatever, or just like, and I was like, their length is bothersome, but I was like, that's where they're baiting you into this because it's like all your dribble moves in my wingspan isn't working as much as well. And it's and the athletic part comes in, it's like where they're able to move their feet and stay with you. Whereas like he's doing so many moves, he's playing into their hand to me. Whereas like when you play against other people in the league, it's like, yeah, they're not on a level defensively to stop you. And it's like, and it's 4 people that can stop you. So therefore, it makes it more difficult than when a team only really have like 1 or 2 and they're on Luka, and you're taking advantage of like the third guy or something like that. Um, yeah, I was like, they're meeting him at the rim. I was like, it looked like he's also getting. I was like, the thing that's like a lot of people seem to sort of forget is that guess what? When you sort of make their ass work on the other end, it sort of tires them out too. And guess what? He just hit you. I was like, the Celtics got 4 people that you're going to be on that can all score, that can all sort of back you down, that can sort of like bump you and all this other stuff. And guess what? That might be taxing the Kyrie to where he can't focus on the offensive end. I was like, this is just sort of what happens. I was like, especially with smaller guards and that as well too. I was like, that's why. I was like, and they're doing it to Luka too, but Luka's able to put past it. Luka's still giving you something. But Kyrie, I was like, I just tired on, and I'm not even being an excuse because some of the things I'm like, yeah, you just can't do. Like I'm just like I said, the turnover, you can control that. Your shot's not hitting, but but they're also just not letting him to get any of his spots. Like he's not able to do a dribble, step back, shoot. Like they're not letting him do any of that. They're pretty much driving him to the paint, and when it's not his own doing, he's not able to gracefully. I was like, he's not gracefully getting up those shots and stuff like how he normally has been. And they've been really at the rim just protected. In regard to that, I was like, that PJ Washington shot, because I was like, was it a foul? Yes. I was like, I didn't even think about the Jaylen Brown push. I thought it was a foul because Derek White hit his hand before he hit the ball, and then Jaylen Brown hit the ball. And the reason I say that is because the first challenge, I was like, the challenge that Dallas lost earlier in the game was the same thing, where they counted it as a block, but it was his. I was like, they didn't give it to him in that situation for Boston, and I was like, that's the same play. He hit his hand, therefore that's a foul. Like, it's not like you hit the ball first and then you hit the hand or whatever. I was like, now they didn't have any challenges because I think they would have won that one in this situation of a foul either on Brown or on White, which would have changed the game. And Cause I was gonna say, I was like, seeing the push, I was like, oh, that's why PJ Brown was short, because I was like, the rim kind of really blocked it at the same time. It was all three of them happening, but of course that's why he's short. But the way I guess the Celtics been so athletic, I was like, you've seen how Brown has been, you've seen how Luka has been, where it's like, would you? I was like, I know it's so reactionary in this hindsight looking back at it, but would you have slowed down to try to get the foul and then like go up or something like that? Um, I was like, because the fast break, it was really at their disadvantage. It was really like a Boston with the advantage of having three people down there, and I think really four. Horford, Holiday, Brown, and White, which is Kyrie and PJ. And yeah, I was like, with that situation, I was like, I'm not saying they should have backed out, but I was like, but at that point of disadvantage, I guess you just assume that maybe PJ go to the basket, but he's not that kind of dunker in that way. But Dallas lost. They got a nearly damn great game out of Luka. Kyrie ain't getting nothing. PJ was there to play. Um, I was like they didn't play Jaden Hardy that much. I was like, I guess him Hardaway Jr. I guess he ain't playing. I don't know what's wrong with him. Um, just because I feel like it's a different look. Like I'm just saying, like they're giving Dante X some minutes, and I was like, I don't mind that. I was like, I do think they need to play faster. I was like, because of the personnel, I think that will help them with lobs, getting disadvantages on some of the big men and stuff like that. But I was like, to me, Hardaway, kind of they need a third. I was like, and I get the point of Exum, because I was like, another ball handler, so he needs to be on the court. The problem is he doesn't score at a level needed enough, but he can push the pace. He's a big dude, 6'6", so it's like you're not losing anything defensively. I mean, he's already a pretty good defensive player, but I was like, you're not losing anything height wise with him. He's just not going to do anything really for the offensive point. But I was like, but Hardy and Hardaway, there's two dudes that could get their own ball. Get their own basket. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of things that they might be able to tweak and do. But uh, I was like, I was like, the Celtics is. I was like, they have their number. When I picked Dallas, I didn't think Kyrie would play this badly. And like I said, I thought they were going to go 7. So it's not like I even thought the Celtics were going to just get like ran through or something like that. I thought that Kyrie would be able to do more in a way that would have it even up. Because Kyrie played anywhere close to what we seen or thought. This is either a closer game or a different game. And he just had to have it, and he's quite honestly is the reason why they're losing. Because I was like as much as game one was a blowout, they was close there. I was like, Luka did try to come back. Kyrie gave him nothing, and they were shooting bad from 3. They shot better tonight. I was like, they were here close. You got participants in there, but Kyrie. So that's really what it is. Kyrie just has to play better. But guess what? As soon as he probably do, Tatum probably going to come around as well too. Now that he needs to, but if he does with Brown and Holiday, then I don't think there's nothing they could do. I was like, Celtics might just have their number here. I was like, they got 4 to 5 defensive dudes, and they got 4 to 5 offensive players. Dallas has 2 and maybe a quarter. And I mean like a little quarter in the game, not even like that, counting them all up. Like it just might be a quarter where it's like, oh, PJ 2, Derek 3, whatever. Anyway, we'll see how game 3 goes. I was like, I'm at least thinking that Luka at least gonna give you one. Superstar at least gives you one. I don't think you want to get swept here. I think he gives you one. He almost did it tonight by himself. We'll have to see. But until next game, I'm out.